So here's a look at the satellite and radar, and if this is moved to production, can you please take me full screen so I can show the full look at the satellite and radar, just to show you that line of organized storms. That would be very helpful, but if not, that'll be fine. But once again, production, if you can take me full screen, that would be great. So here's a look at the satellite and radar. We're having those pop-up showers right now in our vicinity. We're going to take a closer look. Notice here that thunderstorm that we saw on the National Fairgrounds Skycam. That's towards the eastern side of things, so just south of Warner Robins. And you have an isolated shower in Perry. We also have an isolated thunderstorm in Jeffersonville, just west of Danville. Other activity going on, just some pop-up sprinkles in Jones County, Putnam County, Jasper County. We have a sprinkle in Hancock County, a little sprinkle just down to the south of Monroe County, south of Forsyth. And we also have a thunderstorm just towards the west of Taylor County, getting into that the border of Talbot County and Taylor County there, producing some lightning strikes. But here is the line of rain and storms. That's the reason why I'm on the stream right here. This is an organized line. This is a frontal boundary. So frontal boundaries that have created classic lines of rain and storms all throughout the spring and in the summertime. This is not an MCS, but this is more of a cold front, but a weak cold front. And that's going to produce a widespread chance of rain and storms. But notice it is scattered in nature. So it's not one true classic organized line that's just really congealed together all across the state. You may have breaks within the line there, and I think that's going to continue as we progress throughout the afternoon. So the main line is just getting into Griffin, getting into Spalding County. Most of the lightning strikes are just east of Peachtree City, south of the Atlanta Metro. And we also have some thunderstorms along I-20. That's going to head our way in the next coming hours. And I'd say it should be into the northwestern counties, maybe in the next hour or so. So potentially in North Monroe County, potentially Jasper County around that time. All right. And I'm just getting a message from our digital person. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's something going on with production. All right. So if you didn't see me start the stream, we're here because we're talking about an organized line of rain and storms associated with the frontal boundary, and that could potentially move our way. But we've been having some pop-up thunderstorms all across central Georgia. Now, let's play our favorite game. This game is called, will the models match up with what the radar shows? And the Future View, you guessed it, not doing a great job. I actually lost this game, and it's not showing any of the rain and storms north of us near Atlanta. So that means that I'm probably not going to trust the Future View as of right now in terms of this frontal boundary, because it's absolutely showing nothing. But according to the Future View, it has most of the activity coming in later at night, and then producing some thunderstorms for the southeastern counties by 11 to midnight. But you just saw what the radar just showed you, meaning that I really don't trust this. I don't buy this model at all. I'm going to go to the next model. We're going to go to the high resolution model. Let's see if that matches up with what the radar is showing us. In the high resolution models, if I can get to it there we go. The high resolution model shows this line of rain and storms. Granted, it's a little bit north of Atlanta. The actual line is south of Atlanta, getting into Spalding County. And it has it moving into the northwestern counties, such as Monroe, Jasper, Crawford County, Upson County by 4 o'clock. I think it will come in a little earlier than that. I'd say 3 o'clock will be a better time in terms of potential arrival times of the storms into Upson County. Taylor County is already getting those storms on the western end, and it has the storms moving into Macon, Warner Robins, 5 to 6 o'clock into the evening. My personal opinion, I think it's going to arrive a little earlier than that, maybe 4, 5 o'clock. The high resolution model has the rest of the line getting into the southeastern counties, say Pulaski County, Bleckley County, Dodge County, 6 to 7 o'clock into the evening. Once again, I think earlier, 5 to 6 is a better estimate. And then we should be completely free from the storms by 8 to 9 o'clock. Now, anytime when we've been dealing with storms or a frontal boundary, we've been expecting stronger storms. Now, we do have a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. But in all honesty, I am not really impressed by what I'm seeing. So the overall headline from this is that I don't think we're going to have a widespread severe weather threat. I think maybe a couple of these storms could produce a severe thunderstorm warning, similar to the warning in Christ County and similar to the warnings that we've had last Saturday, where we had a severe thunderstorm warning in Monroe County and portions of Hancock County. I think that story could be replicated for today, and that's why we have a level 1 for all of central Georgia. Now, some of these storms could just produce some gusty winds. I think winds could reach up to 50 to 60 miles per hour at times. I don't think it's going to happen for the majority of the evening or the afternoon. Hail is a possibility. We could have a couple hail producers that may produce hail up to an inch in diameter, but I don't think it's going to be as frequent as the hail producers that we had in late April. Tornado chances, extremely low. So if you have natural anxiety from tornado chances, don't worry. The tornado chances are extremely low from these storms. Now, actually, I was going to show you the temperatures for the next couple of days. Let me show you the temperatures right now, because that's important to the story. Temperatures right now show upper 80s. We're actually not seeing many 90s on the board. Well, only 90 technically in our viewing area is Vidalia, borderline in our viewing area. I don't think they can actually watch Channel 13. But for the most part in central Georgia, we're seeing temperatures into the upper 80s. And the places that saw those isolated showers are having temperatures into the lower 80s, so a little cooler there. So the temperatures aren't as high as what we experienced yesterday. But here's the humidity. Same thing on what we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks. Really bad humidity, but it is close to the summertime. Once again, Cordele, Christ County in general, seeing the highest humidity on the board with a dew point value at 82 degrees. And you see the dark green right there. That just means oppressive humidity. So once again, they have some really bad humidity, and that humidity actually factored into the reason why they had a severe thunderstorm warning last night. So the humidity is there. The temperatures are actually below average. So I think that's going to help us in terms of the overall intensity of the storms. I don't think they're going to be really strong across the board just because the temperatures are a little bit lower than average. But don't get me wrong, they're still high. But once again, we're in the summertime. So of course, we're expecting a warm day in central Georgia in June. Looking at the feels-like temperatures, we're having feels-like temperatures already into the 90s, and a lot of places actually into the triple digits. And you just saw the warmest spot and the place with the highest humidity in central Georgia and Cordele. Well, they have the feels-like temperatures around 105 degrees, 104 degrees to be specific. Still sweltering hot. You walk outside your door, you're going to feel it. And if they're 5 degrees away from 110 degrees, so that's pretty close to a potential heat advisory. But since these feels-like temperatures are not extremely high across the board, we're not yet into a feels-like or a heat advisory. However, the heat will become the main story this weekend. So let's go back to the high-resolution model. I just showed you what to expect for the rest of the evening. Once again, storms moving on in throughout the rest of the afternoon and early evening. Potentially packing a punch with some of these storms, but I'm not expecting anything crazy. We get into tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, starting off mainly dry. And then tomorrow, not showing anything. So this frontal boundary is going to cause dynamics within the atmosphere to be less conducive for those pop-up showers and storms. Granted, we could have a sprinkle or two or maybe a rumbler. However, I don't think we're going to have those high rain chances that we've been experiencing over the past couple of days. So because of that, tomorrow and this weekend should be mainly dry. Notice just a couple of blips there, which could potentially cool the atmosphere, but for the most part, the main story is going to be the warm temperatures. Let's get back to the future view just to show you what Saturday is going to look like. Notice here Saturday, 4 o'clock, typically the time where those pop-up showers and storms become more frequent. Well, only showing some small blips across the board, nothing that shows red, yellow, which indicates downpours or potential storms. So mainly dry for Saturday and mainly dry for Sunday. Sunday, mostly sunny, not showing you anything there. So really good news if you're expecting to do any outdoor plans and if you don't want to be affected by any potential storm or rain, but it's going to be hot. It's going to be downright hot. Let's look at the temperatures over the next couple of days that are forecasted. So today we're forecasting lower 90s in Macon. Potentially we can reach that number. Right now the temperatures are still around the mid 80s. So I'd say we'll undershoot this number for later today. Tomorrow 93 degrees, 94 degrees. It's going to be a lot easier for these numbers to reach the mid 90s because since we're not expecting that much rain, well, we don't have anything that will really cool the atmosphere. So temperatures have the potential to overshoot and reach these warm levels. So 94 for Saturday, 95 for Sunday, and 96 degrees is expected for Monday. So it's going to be really hot. But as I showed you, the influence with humidity and how that plays into the feels like temperatures, feels like temperatures are going to be way higher than what's shown. So humidity will drop Friday into the 60s, and actually we'll get comfortable on Saturday into the upper 50s, and then Sunday going back to humid levels. So let me show you the feels like temperature future view on what to expect for the next couple of days. So feels like temperatures tomorrow. Morning should be good. I mean, upper 60s, a good day. T-shirt and shorts weather once you start off your morning. Here's a look at tomorrow afternoon. 94 degrees, just a couple of degrees shy. I think the numbers will be a little higher for tomorrow afternoon for the southern counties. This says 96 degrees. It'll be a little similar for Cordele. I'd say potentially way more than that. I'd say 99 degrees is possible in Cordele as well. And then we get into Saturday, showing you 95 degrees in Macon in terms of feels like temperatures. So it's going to be, once again, extremely hot, but the rain chances will decrease over the next couple of days. And let's get into the long-range future view, the long-range models, just to give you an idea of what to expect. This pattern of mainly dry weather, once we get through these storms from this afternoon and evening, is going to continue into the start of the work week. Notice barely any rain chances for Monday. We get into Tuesday, no blip at all. We're not even showing green, so the GFS is not showing anything, nor the Euro. So Tuesday is looking promising for a mainly dry day. Still can't rule out a pop-up shower or two, but it won't be as widespread as compared to the past couple of days. And then Wednesday, that's when the rain chances will finally return to our area. So that is a look at what's to come for this weekend and for next week. But in terms of right now, I'm just going to show that once again. In terms of right now, places such as Monroe, Upson, Jasper County, they should be expecting a line of organized storms to move in the next 30 minutes or so. It's getting into Spalding County. It's producing some special weather statements. So what does that mean? It means that it's producing some gusty winds that could be close to 40 miles per hour. But since it's not producing anything severe as of right now, I don't think we'll have a widespread severe threat. Maybe a couple severe thunderstorms are possible, but it won't be numerous in nature. So we still have a level 1 there. And this line is just going to move all through central Georgia, coming in from the northwest, going in towards the southeast throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the early evening. Here's a look at the high resolution model once again, just to give you that picture of what to expect. Trying to find it right here. There we go. So moving in, trekking through central Georgia, 5, 6 o'clock into the evening, potentially into Macon. I think we'll get into Macon once again 4 to 5 o'clock. That's my predicted window. Same thing goes for Houston County, Perry, Warner Robins, 5 to 6 o'clock. Getting into the southeastern counties, 7 to 8 o'clock, and then we should be good after that. That's going to move on in. That's going to cool our temperatures and that's going to limit any chances for rain or storms for the rest of the evening and night. So that's your overview of what's to come for later today and this weekend and a little bit of next week. If we do have any severe thunderstorm warnings, I'll be back here providing you coverage until the 5 and the 6 o'clock show. But as of right now, hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later today.